Nesh did a lot of work. So yeah, let's see what we'll see on the stage right there.
Let's see indeed, Zoe. All right, guys, it's going to be your first playoff match of the day. United States versus Germany, and we're sending it over to Monte Cristo and Doha.
Hey guys, Doha and Monte Cristo here for our first playoff match here in Santa Monica. We have to say it multiple times now. That's not their. It's just not.
We're not doing that
anymore.
for the whole match, Doha. I'm sorry.
I could do it. I might. Versus Germany anyway. That's what we're getting to. It's a best of 5 winner goes to BlizzCon, and on paper, this one's looking very USA favored.
You have to believe that after the performance that we saw from Germany earlier today, that there is a massive advantage for the Americans. It will be Hollywood once again.
Hey, well, talk about another massive advantage for the Americans. Starting things off in the US of A. On our first map here, our hybrid map to kick things off, of course, in this best of 5. And if we get to game 5, that will be another control map, the one and only Oasis, I believe.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah.
So should be interesting stuff that we've got so far. America will be on the attack first, and I hope we get to see something different, as I think that their Zarya strategy may be less effective now that teams have had some chances to think about and possibly adapt to it.
I agree. I mean, I talked to Reinforce a lot about this comp a little bit earlier, and he was talking about, he said this is something teams used in scrims for about a month a while back, and it was good at sort of taking advantage of people that had played against it before, but once you get used to it, it was easy to shut down. I feel like we kind of saw that where it worked early on. Today, not so much against Chinese Taipei a little bit earlier, and it looks like they are switching things up a little bit. So the US going for a more standard dive. Germany looking to run the Sombra and Cranks.
They have been playing hot potato with the Sombra a bit. It has been used by both Internet Hulk and Cranks over the course of the Overwatch World Cup. Adam, not going to stick on the Mercy, just switching back over to the Lucio as the gates open, and here we go.
All right. Adam on that Lucio, as always, his counterpart Internet Hulk on the other side. And look at this Ruckus already taking down Cranks. That Sombra being eliminated early means no EMP to worry about for the US as they do this attack now. What a huge start for the US. Jumping to the cafe now, Skipjack goes down. Looks like it might be a pretty quick point they take, unless Germany can turn this around in a heartbeat here.
Yeah, you can see Jake throwing the shurikens, just trying to zone them out inside the cafe right now, daring them to come onto the point. It is slowly ticking up. No members of Germany have been able to get on the point itself to stop this progress, and they're gonna have to jump down eventually.
Yep, Jake just reflecting. Skipjack goes down again. Sinatra manages to pop Icefeld out of the Diva suit. They've nearly got point A already, and the US just dominating Germany early on here on Hollywood. Really fast take, 5.5 minutes going into point B.
Yeah, they punished them too. Sinatra dropping the pulse bomb and just trying to zone them out of coming onto the point from the second level of Cafe after they had all respawned and regrouped.
Yeah.
United States not using any other ultimates, however, and they continue to make some space for the payload, pushing through all the way west through Westworld right now and into the doors.
I mean, Sinatra and Jake are such a great triple or a double threat. They're so good, they're almost 3 people. Double threat for the United States. And yeah, they have been doing a good job creating a lot of space, but Germany coming back in with the EMP Transcendence comes out immediately afterwards. Ruckus wasn't caught with that Sombra ult, and that's going to give the US an opportunity to come back. Support ultimates used on both sides. Germany kind of layering theirs a little bit, though. They will manage to push the US back for the moment.
But the investment was absolutely huge, though, and they had to use both support ultimates in order to pull that off. And guess who's going to be coming back with a Dragon Blade? It is going to be Jake. And they're not going to have much in the way to stop him from doing that besides some focus fire right now.
Yep. US taking the high ground for the moment. Jake pulls out the Dragon Blade, looking for some juicy supports. He'll take the Sombra. Meanwhile, Sinatra will find Icefeld. The US just wrecking Germany here so far in this point B push. Whoa, that was one-sided, and they still managed to save their tank ultimates too.
Icefeld tried to preempt that. They knew what was coming, so they wanted just to push that Diva ult and see if they could pick up any kills or separate the members of the United States. However, Jake just dives into the back line, forces the Sombra to translocate, and then deals with the tanks himself. So Sinatra now trying to get a little bit of damage on the flank right there, does go back, pick up the mini health pack, and we'll see Germany attempt to retake control of the top of the saloon.
Nesh somehow dying in the Tracer duel there. Sinatra finding one with a little bit of help from Ruckus. Meanwhile, the US just trying to get back to the payload. Germany using some tank ultimates to try to create a bit of a zone. Cool Matt uses that ultimate, no kills out of it, and now the US dives in. Let's see if they can maybe push Germany off, but it's looking like they're just playing it slow. They've got time to do it.
Yeah, it's about the poking right now, Doa. Try and control the card, get those ult charges up, see if you can get Cranks there as he flees from the field of battle into a more secure location next to his Zenyatta.
Well, Skipjack does go down. Germany without their Winston now. That payload moving ever forward. Backfiction jumps out on the internet. Health gets booped away. Doesn't complete the kill. Now the US dropping the sound barrier though. Sinatra going in for a little bit of damage on the backside. That payload getting closer. And we'll see if maybe off the Transcendence, Germany can push back, and it looks like that's going to open it up for Cranks to do a bit with that tac visor. There we go. Germany winning the defensive fight and finally getting a little bit of time to get a better defensive setup.
Yeah, finally Cranks get an opportunity to use the tac visor. Skipjack helping with the cleanup during the Primal Rage. It was a bit of a crapshoot on that particular engagement without any kind of sincere ultimate advantage for either team. And Cranks, who's been good so far in this tournament, makes the necessary plays and picks for his teammates.
Yep, certainly worked out. A little bit of a battle on the high ground as the US gets set up again to go for a push to complete point B. Let's see if they can.
Cranks on the far side right now, as you can see, on top of the jail. So getting a little bit more vision up on that high ground, protected by Icefelt and Skipjack.
Well, Jake trying to find an opportunity to go in on the Germany supports. I mean, the US was saying that's where one of the weaknesses in Germany are to exploit, is that back line. There's not a lot of protection for the supports. They've been trying to get back there, but sometimes the supports don't need any protection. Baneless just kills off Sinatra, and the US having to reset a bit.
Yeah, Baneless has gotten quite a few kills so far in this tournament, taking out those tracers or finding ways, as we saw in those 1v1s, to deal with the Sombra himself.
Well, you know, it was interesting because we saw the UK really do a great job of killing off Baneless early on in fights, and the US trying to replicate that, but it hasn't been working out too great on this attack run just yet, point B. Now the US committing, support ultimates coming in. Jake didn't get a lot with that Dragon Blade though, so we'll see if the US can kind of bring it back around.
He got basically nothing, had to reflect and fall back into the Transcendence. So Germany holding strong here right before point B. Backfiction going to find his way into the back line of Germany, forces the sound barrier out.
Well, Baneless dropped early, but Germany responding with a couple kills of their own. There's a pulse bomb. Did it get eaten? I think it may have.
It did, yes.
It did indeed. Yep, Sinatra taken out. Germany holding really strongly here on point B. And the US down to just about 45 seconds. What was a strong point A take is really stalled out.
Yeah, and credit to Germany. They have gotten themselves back together after a tough loss, seeing more of the teamwork that we saw from them yesterday emerge here on Hollywood.
So now the US without really any ultimates to use.
Yeah, Jake has decided he's going to go onto the Soldier 76 right now. Genji not doing him any favors when it came to picking off the back lines, was forced out by the members of Germany, so wants to make a change into a more poke-oriented hero.
Well, Sinatra, meanwhile, does manage to get the kill on Baneless in the back line, so that is something. Backfiction, though, really low, down to just 30 health as he tries to zone Germany off the payload and give the US some room to push it here. They're getting the kills they need now. The respawns are close by for Germany, but in overtime, maybe the US will be able to push here. We'll see. There we go, the payload moving, and in overtime, the US able to complete point B, but that does not leave them with a lot of time to finish this attack run.
No, it doesn't, Doa. Just a minute and a half. Jake trying to post forward again, push them off, make the room while the doors to the studio open.
Yeah.
And Backfiction living there was actually pretty huge, able to heal back up and re-enter the fight to help push that cart forward. Raucus now on the Sombra, on attack, going to be trying to pick up these health packs and finish off. They know they need a big wipe here, so getting an EMP into a tactical visor may be the only way that they push through.
Oh, that's a nice kill onto Vanless too. The Sombra working out already pretty well for the US. They've lost a couple people though. So Germany certainly making it a little bit of an even fight. Jake coming in with the tac visor though, gets one. Looking for more. Oh, he gets caught by Icefelt self-destruct though. And the US pushing the payload now, but it hasn't been easy.
Oh, it hasn't been. Raucus is 86% of the way to his EMP, so that ultimate going to be coming out soon. They have a self-destruct. If they eliminate the movement abilities from some of the German heroes with the EMP, that may lead to a good self-destruct situation, and Raucus going to pick up a kill with the help of Sinatra.
Yeah, Sinatra getting two actually, and this is the moment they've been waiting for. Raucus with the EMP. The US needs to win this fight pretty big, and they do. They crush Germany, and the payload rolling in. Are they going to to finish. They're so close. It's held up by the Transcendence. So coming in for Vaneless. Now the sound barrier for Germany. Rockets does go down. So Germany trying to stabilize, trying to at least prevent the U.S. from getting 3 points. But they may or may not. We'll see. It's so close. We're into OT right now. The tank's getting back on there. Skipjack does fall. The U.S. still with a few people left. And there's another pulse bomb on Internet Hulk. The respawns are coming really quick for Germany, though. But the sound barrier maybe will let them outlast those respawns. The payload moves up. Oh, it's so close. Just 1 meter remaining. There we go. USA takes Hollywood as far as the attack round goes, but they have no time in the time bank.
No, they don't, and it got a bit hairy on point B. 2 overtime pushes, but they still make it all the way to the end of Hollywood.
Yep.
And Germany had to invest 2 support ultimates just to stall out. At that point in time, the USA simply had more defense, more sticking power to the payload, and that gave them just enough to push it over the finish line.
Well, that's a rough attack for the U.S., though, and a rough position to be in. Now there is a lot of pressure on these guys to hold Germany, because if Germany finishes with any time in the time bank, you really run the risk of losing this map.
Yeah, you absolutely do, but the United States struggling a bit on the attack, but we have seen them be quite strong on the defensive on this map.
Sure.
And their last match against Chinese Taipei still managed to take the victory in spite not having the strongest offensive round. Remember, they did manage to take the win in point B in that Westworld phase, so
yeah,
it's been a high point for them for sure. Their understanding and control over the high ground has been good. Jake has been showing up in a big way on that Soldier 76 today.
Well, Germany, too, looking a bit better, I think, in this defensive round, despite giving up 3 points than they did a little bit earlier today. I think they have identified that they really need to protect their supports a little bit better, and they did that. They got Jake to switch away from Genji, which is basically the U.S. saying, hey, you know, we can't get back there and get those kills.
Yeah, the German side was definitely targeting Jake in a lot of those engagements. Yeah. Skipjack in particular, dealing a lot of damage to his Genji. This might be a little bit of a sneaky play right here. Looks like we are going to see the Lucio sonar, of course, checking to see for footsteps, if you can hear which heroes they are selecting in the spawn.
That's right. Cranks not deciding to go with the Junkrat after all. Oh well. Next match, maybe. Here we go. Germany on the attack, going for the dive yet again. U.S. having the anti-dive, so to speak. Jake on the Soldier 76. And can the U.S. hold? We'll find out.
Cool map, peeking around the corner right there, making sure that he knows which composition they're going to use. Raucus on the high ground of the cafe, so...
Vaneless got rocked pretty early there. There was a sleep dart onto one of the members of Germany as well, so the U.S. already getting a pretty crucial pick to push Germany back.
Just a little bit of time. Is the rest of Germany going to be safe on the opposite side of the doors? With Vaneless coming back into the fold right now, they can try and get onto the high ground here of Cafe. Notice where Fact Fiction is. He's coming in for a counter dive. He's waiting for them to go up top.
He was crouch walking, man. He was sneaking in there too, and Vaneless caught in the back yet again. The U.S. already with a decent start as Jake picks that one up. Fact Fiction with not much health remaining though. Nesh trying to take advantage of it, and now that he's gonna have the pulse bomb, maybe he can. Sinatra though kills Cranks, so Germany, I think, pretty wisely pulling back and saying, all right, we don't want to commit to this one fully. We've got time, let's reset.
And Raucus already with the nano boost too. He's been doing work, especially with Fact Fiction dropping very low. Bionic Grenade into the heels pushes him over the top when it comes to getting his ultimate online in the United States. Looking to use that nano boost probably on Fact Fiction here.
I would imagine. And Nesh trying to zone Sinatra a little bit. Sinatra getting pretty low before he recalls. Oh, but now they got that nano boost.
And there's a sleep dart from Raucus right on the Dragon Blade of Cranks.
Yeah, not going to get any slashes at all with that one. Man, Raucus really coming through with that ultimate. Oh, except Jake gets taken out in the end. So the U.S. fighting for their lives. They've got the sound barrier now. Germany being pushed back a bit. Self-destruct. Get a whole lot. And it looks like the U.S. will hold for a bit longer.
Yeah, denying the ultimate from Cranks there.
Yeah.
Identifying that target. Cranks has had a room to go off in this tournament so far, pick up multiple kills on the Dragon Blade, but not this time. United States holds on to 3 ults. And Internet Hulk will have to be judicious with his use of the sound barrier here. Vaneless These will have the Transcendence soon.
Germany has a little bit of time here, about 2 minutes remaining. See how much they want to commit. They're committing the sound barrier release coming into Fact Fiction right away. Receives a nano boost and Vainless goes down almost instantly. Both supports now out of the way for Team Germany, and the US back to another fairly easy defense.
Yeah, they don't have any damage left over, so even though Germany still on the point, there's nothing really to finish off any of these heroes on the side of USA, and they're just going to burn through the tanks of Germany one at a time.
It's kind of a matter of time here, and unfortunately for Team Germany, this is going to just delay things. Whoa, they're going to go ahead and use the Transcendence here. Fact Fiction responding with the Primal Rage, though. He's going to go ahead and keep Skipjack bottled up for the moment. Barely escaped there. Oh, no, he didn't escape. One last swipe of the paw on the way out. That did it.
That was a very optimistic Transcendence from Germany. They thought with the respawn timers they may be able just to grind the point out in the end, but as we can see Jake here, it's really, I mean, the attack visor's fine, but it was the nano boost that we saw earlier in the fight onto Fact Fiction while everybody from Team Germany was in the close quarters of the building that tipped it in the United States' favor.
Yeah. Now things are really rough for Germany. Crank needs a big Dragon Blade. This needs to be huge. He gets Raucus. Good start for Germany. He needs more, though. Needs at least another kill or two, and he can't get it. Adam with the finishing blow there. And now Skipjack trying to roast the opposing Winston. US holding on, though. Sinatra and Cool Matt picking up kills, and it looks like that's going to be another hold for the US. Germany just trying to last on that point as long as they can, but it doesn't even look like they're getting the first tick yet.
Jake has to dodge out of the way, but he still pops over the lip, and with the help of Sinatra, takes the kill on the Diva before she can resuit. Now it's desperation time.
Yeah, the last of the respawns coming in for Germany. Just the supports and a DPS, but they're already down. OT ticking away, and Jake, just a celebration tac visor. Hey, even got two with it, why not? And the United States takes Hollywood.
And the attack, a little shaky. The defense, not so much. They were playing around the dive very well, using the nano boost on their Winston. Fact Fiction to counteract when Germany came into that cafe, make sure they were dealing a lot of damage with the damage boosted Tesla cannon.
Yeah, well, you know Cranks is going to come in there with that Dragon Blade, so you just set up the Winston with the nano boost, and there's not a whole lot that Genji can do.
No, there's not. And Germany now with the map selection for Control. So USA finding themselves one game closer to making the Overwatch World Cup playoff bracket at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Taking a look at Raucus here.
This is a great play on Hollywood here. Raucus, the swap to the Sombra was really smart. Ended up working perfectly. They got that EMP right away, and the US just doing a great job of closing out the Hollywood attack really well, even if they did have to do it in overtime.
There's also Sinatra there too. You see that teamwork. A lot of the teams we have in the Overwatch World Cup have been full roster. Team USA is not, but you certainly could have fooled me with some of the synergy that these guys have.
Absolutely. We're going to Nepal for our next map. The choice for Germany to try to tie this series up. Remember, it is a best of 5. The US 2 map wins away from going to BlizzCon, but Germany with a chance to tie things up. Well, we'll see how they do. I mean, we talked a little bit earlier about Famous, living in some of those fights, and Germany, I think did a pretty good job of defending him on the attack in Hollywood when the US was attacking, rather. But in that defense, though, the US kept jumping on Vainless on that Zenyatta over and over again. He just kind of constantly got picked. So in this Control map now, that's what we're going to be looking at. Can US continue to keep exploiting the vulnerability of the supports on Team Germany?
I'm sure they have every intention of that. And looks like Jake going to be back on the Soldier. Has been seeing more success with the Soldier, I think, than any of his other heroes today. Not to say that he doesn't have a deep pool, because we've seen that.
It certainly does. I think the Pharahs looked really good for him too. Obviously, the Genji is there. And we're starting things off on Village here on Nepal. US in the red, Germany in the blue.
They are going to be going back to the Genji for Cranks. The United States going to be poking, as we typically see once you run through the high ground onto Village. Interesting. They're actually sending their Winston, their Tracer on the low ground, or at least the Tracer. So Sinatra going to be going a different way, and so will Jake onto the low ground.
Yeah, a little bit more protection. You
Yeah,
still get the firing angle, but I like that. You're a little bit safer down there, Soldier.
As long as you don't get jumped on right away, Noah.
Oh, yeah, it's true enough. United States still coming out ahead, though.
No supports for Germany, however.
Yeah, that's a problem. We kind of need that healing. No meme intended.
This is going to be a big and quick wipe for the United States as they take out Germany and get the first capture on the point.
All right, so control meters starting to build up a little bit early for United States. Can you get that control percent going?
Vainless and Hulk dying instantly basically means the fight is over. You have no more sustain at that point in time. The focus fire from these professional players so good and so accurate that it's not going to, the snowball is not something that you can stop.
Well, Germany trying to come in from the right side there. See if they can accomplish. Jacob on the high ground has to worry about Cranks coming in, and he loses that duel. Little edge for Germany as they try to retake the point here. Sinatra recalling. If he can get a good pulse bomb, that'd be huge. But Eisfeld was right there with the defensive matrix. You saw he was trying to zone this tracer out. There we go. Thrown in. Gets the stick onto Vainless. They need it. Cranks with the kill right away on the back fiction. And the United States delaying, but Germany nearly has a point flip, and it looks like they're going to get it. Cranks coming up huge in that attack.
Yeah, absolutely. That was all Cranks. When we have seen the big fights from Germany, typically it's been Cranks who's been carrying them.
Yep.
And they just force a brawl on the point, get some Genji resets, and that's it. So Cranks now with the Dragon Blade, of course, after dealing that much damage. Adam going to be sitting on the sound barrier, and that's going to go off immediately for both teams.
Yeah, sound barrier in that little room, the only thing keeping the supports alive, but Jake still falls. Fact Fiction gets back in time to get a little bit of revenge on the Genji. But this fight kind of spread out all over the point right now. Skipjack tries to chase the Zenyatta into the room, but he manages to slip away. Transcendence for both Zens right now. Germany still building up the control percent. Raucus does fall. Actually, both Zenyatas getting taken out there, but the U.S. has kind of pushed Germany back a bit, and that's going to allow them to try to backcap. I'd imagine Sinatra's in there. Yeah, looks like he is.
They've got to get back on the point right now. Finally, just before the backcap occurs, Nesh will cut it off, and Germany maintains control. And for the United States, they used a lot of ultimates to not win that fight. They're a little bit sloppy on the way they're approaching. Some of the knowledge that they have right now, or the call-outs of enemy ultimates, have not been top tier. So getting countered by the Primal Rage of Skipjack, who has been patient with that ultimate over the course of this weekend.
Yep. Now they're trying to guard the door. Internet Hulk getting a little bit too far forward, though, and he's going to get punished for it. 2 kills for the U.S. already. Nesh coming in to try to equalize, but man, Germany looked like they lost that fight in a hurry. The U.S. nearly able to flip the point. Might be able to as soon as they get Nesh off of there. Sinatra trying to do his job. Ooh, they barely don't flip it, actually. Coolmat popped out of the Diva suit, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get enough people back in there. No, not with the respawns, not with Cranks. Pulling out the Dragon Blade, and Nesh picking up a couple kills as well. Germany looking a little bit uneasy, a little bit shaky for the moment that they hold.
And Cranks at the end there, pulling out a Dragon Blade that he just didn't need. He had a teammate, he has teammates there, he had an advantage in terms of the number of people on the attack. But that's going to be it. Germany going to take the point. Nobody from the U.S. can get back with Nesh zoning them out.
All right, good start for Germany on Nepal. That's 1 point in this best-of-3 control map. So if they win another one, they'll take the map, they'll tie things up.
This is interesting, too. We saw the United States looking a lot stronger earlier today.
Yeah.
Better control of their ult economy, and that push on Village was really scattered at times. They seemed to lose a lot of focus in how they were going to attack that point.
Well, we're going to Sanctum next, looks like. Chance for the United States to tie things up here on Nepal. But Germany's got a game plan. I think they've kind of figured out a bit how they want to approach the U.S. And that last round looked a lot cleaner than what we saw earlier today.
Absolutely. Nice to see that. Might be getting a closer match than anticipated.
Yeah, maybe. Here we go. Fighting over the high ground, as you often see.
Yeah, especially with 2 soldiers, it's going to be a bunch of tanks looking at each other while we wait for defense matrices to end.
Yep, the poke is real. Ooh, and Vainless goes down to the poke early on. They actually take out Skipjack as well. It's a war of attrition, but the U.S. winning for the moment.
Nesh in the back lines, and now Cranks takes out Fact Fiction, so we are even in terms of kills so far, but Cranks will turn that around.
Oh yeah.
As he picks off Sinatra, and this will be Germany capping the point on Nepal first.
That's big, and now the U.S. has to get set up in a hurry because you do not want to start being trapped at spawn. Generally what teams try to do once they control the point. You can see Germany moving up a little bit on the left side.
Yeah, usually when you have the soldier, you're going to play a little bit further back because you don't want to get that up close and intimate when you can use the range instead to control the choke points from afar. So Jake looking for an angle right now, but does run into Eisfeld with the defensive matrix. Not able to get much damage down.
Yeah, Jake's trying to get to a little bit better position. See a little bit more damage. Had that biotic field keeping him up. You gotta worry though about Nesh coming in from behind with that Tracer. There's attack visor being used by Cranks. US just gonna pull back and kind of let it happen.
Yeah, they have to wait it out. Crank's gonna die all the same as Sinatra. Will get him during the attack visor with the pulse bomb, and now this is Jake's opportunity.
Yep, trying to dive in there. He's getting zoned pretty hard by Skipjack, though. He's got the Transcendence keeping him healthy, and the US winning this fight. This is their moment to try to take back the point again, and they will. So, control percent building now for the US, but Germany, a great first hold, about halfway there.
They're about halfway there. Skipjack didn't have time to release his primal rage and try and delay that any further. So now the US will post up in the far positions and try and punish Germany on this approach.
That's right.
With the Soldier 76, cool Matt, lots of delay tactics for the Team USA right now, particularly with that self-destruct, and Cranks is going to die.
I think it may be time to send in the self-destruct. We'll see. Cool Matt just waiting. Such a great zoning tool there if you're going to hold the door. Hold door.
If you're going to hold door, that's right, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, Germany has a couple ults to try to break through, though, but the US playing this a little bit more aggressively. Oh, they're going to let Germany sneak by. Okay, here we go. Germany just running right onto the point. The U.S. has to respond. The sound barrier comes in for both sides. Sinatra pretty close to that pulse bomb.
They want Cranks, even though he's on the healing field, and now he's got a Transcendence, too.
Yep, that's pretty tough. Sinatra going down, not getting the kill that the U.S. really needs. Attack Fiction finally juggles Cranks to death, but his team falling a bit around him. Looks like the U.S. Oh, man! Just punching him out.
That's a bold move, punching a gorilla at close range to death, but it works out for Internet Hulk.
Sometimes it works. Eisfeld actually got the boop as well, or got booped rather. And Germany does flip the point back. So now about halfway there, really close round here on Sanctum.
And that's what I'm talking about, though, with the United States. They dive in there, they go so deep on the point to try and get those kills, but they don't anticipate that the Transcendence can come out. So the overcommitment, severe, instead of poking out or trying to bait out some of these ults. And now they get punished for it. The point has flipped. They're going to try and back cap it right now.
Well, if they can get Eisfeld out of the mech, that's going to open up the attack visor. They're just going to go for it anyway. He's firing, though. Germany on the side, and Nesh a little bit low, trying to escape. Nesh taken out. Adam, I believe, kind of knocked him off there. And the U.S. actually flips it back. They managed to back cap it a little bit. Now they have to hold it, though. 72% right now. Losing a few people. There's the Transcendence from Germany. They need to channel that ult into more kills, though. Sound barrier for Germany. Just trying to stay on the point long enough to flip it. Sinatra nearly booped off, but he had the recall. Pulse bomb. Not getting anything quite yet. Nesh, meanwhile, the opposing trades are doing quite well, and Germany looks like they should be able to grab the point again.
I mean,
well, maybe not.
Like, it's going to go up to 99%, so yes, they will get it eventually, but they have to evict this gorilla.
You know, now the respawn zone coming in for the U.S. maybe just in time to keep it going, but no, I think the U.S., yeah, they have to seek control for the moment. And they don't really have any ults to retake. It's definitely going to be 99-99 between these teams.
And Germany no ults to defend it either.
Yeah.
So both teams going to be playing this very cautiously. The United States going to have one push here. It comes down to this final battle.
It's all about the picks. It's all about Germany defending their supports, and it's all about the U.S. trying to kill them off. See if they can do it. Jake manages to grab the high ground for a moment, not doing a ton of damage though. The U.S. building up that control meter, trying to flip the point. We are at 99-99 right now. Mainless on the outside. Skipjack does go down. Germany sands a tank. Now sands a DPS. Transcendence comes in a little bit low for the Zenyatta, or a little bit late rather. Sound barrier for the U.S. though, as they try to fight back. Internet Hulk looking for those boosts, but he can't find it. There's the self-destruct. It does catch Adam, but the U.S. with the advantage on the point for the moment. Eisfeld popped out. There's the take again, and the U.S. will get it. Can they get it through overtime? They can. The United States ties it up on Nepal.
That was very close.
So close.
And Jake got the attack visor at the right time to make sure that they could cap that point. Both support ults coming in late, but they were effective.
Yeah.
For the USA.
I feel like on the Germany side, Mainless was a little bit late on that Transcendence. That ended up costing him a bit too.
I think he had to wait to get it. I mean, we started that fight with no ultimates, so tough situation for both teams, trying to build up those meters as fast as they are able to make the big play. This time it goes to the United States, but barely squeaking by. And now it comes down to this. Control will be taken here on Shrine.
Well, the U.S. barely squeaking by in their match against Chinese Taipei a little bit earlier today. They've at least gotten themselves a chance to do the same against Germany here on Nepal. Germany, though, in a good spot to tie up this series with a win here. And we're on to Shrine.
And Jake now back on the Genji, same for Cranks. So a lot of dive here as the poking begins. The dance around the central pillar.
That's right, going in, going through. Baneless falls early on, courtesy of the poke damage coming in from the US. Fact Fiction falls as well. The US may wish they had that Winston as the point unlocks. Jake still trying to find the side. There's a kill on the Internet Hulk. Looking for a bit more now. But Germany coming out ahead in this fight.
I mean, these dives from the United States are a little bit preemptive and a little bit too deep. I mean, when we see the Lucio diving into the back line to kill the enemy Zenyatta, yeah, you can get that, but your positioning isn't exactly optimal and you can just be surrounded and eliminated. And that's what Germany's doing. They're waiting for these engages from the United States. And that aggression is now being punished very well, and Germany going to start building up the control percent first.
Well, Fact Fiction specifically has been dying fairly early in a lot of these fights, so some of that coordination does seem to be a bit lacking on the US side. Germany now, the pressure's on the whole.
Coming in right now.
All right, Cranks pulls out the Dragon Blade, though. He's going to get taken down by Gulmat. They were really ready for that Genji engage, but they weren't ready for the follow-up. Germany getting the early kills here. They're going to really need Jake to come back with a strong one. I don't know if it's going to work out, though. Nesh actually got two with that Pulse Bomb. The tank and the Diva suit. That was pretty good. Wow, what a brawl, but in the end, it looks like Germany will hold for the moment anyway.
Well, they got it because they were the ones controlling the actual point there. It is going to be flipping.
I don't know,
Skipjack gets back in the nick of time to make sure that they're going to go over 50% right now.
Well, Germany has 3 on the point right now. Make that 4, trying to play conservatively until the rest of the respawns come back. And they have done that, so they prevented the US from flipping it right off the bat. There's a sound barrier to give Germany a little bit more staying power. US dedicates some transcendence to it. Self-destruct, oh, catches too! How in the world, CoolMat69 finds some crucial kills. Can the US actually flip the point, though? They got to deal with this Primal Raging Winston first.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Yes, they got the 2 kills with the self-destruct, but it's not helping them really flip the point any faster thanks to the Winston ultimate. Cranks back. He's not going to use the Dragon Blade. Save that one for a counter push.
So close. They got it. Okay, so 86% already for Germany, but the US building their own control percent now, and they've got a few ults to try to hold it with, but they have to be really conservative and really safe about how they use them.
Yeah, absolutely they do. And I think if you're Germany now, you try and engage with the Transcendence in order to force Adam to counter with the Sound Barrier, then hold off on the Dragon Blade until that Sound Barrier fades away.
Going in, Sinatra, gonna wait that Transcendence out before he throws in the Pulse Bomb probably. No, he's actually gonna toss it. No kills out of that one though. And Jake looking for some of his own ultimate kills.
That comes
Looks like he's gonna get him. All right, wow, they find the damage. Germany responding though.
They got Baneless on the side again. He is gonna pick up that kill.
Not bad. Waited for the Reflect to be down and hit him with the right click. You know, that's what we Zenyatta players say. We say the Reflect is only just time for us to build up that right click. Right, feels so good.
It's just channel time, really, when you think about it.
Thanks, Genji, appreciate it. US coming back in again. Fact Fiction already dead, though. Short-handed, trying to take this point, or trying to hold it, rather.
Hulk getting dangerously close to a Sound Barrier right now.
Yep. Raucus does have the Transcendence. Ooh, Skipjack falling is actually a big deal for the US. It's an edge they can maintain. Nesh did get knocked off as well. And Germany, there's the reset, so they're gonna have to give the point over and let the US keep building control percent for the moment.
And they never actually flipped it.
No.
Germany has been one fight away, really, from winning this game, but the delay on and the respawn times coming in from the US made it so they were able to stabilize, and that is big. That is a big delay right there.
That is why you picked Sinatra for your national team, man, because he will make plays like that, and that slows Germany down so much. We're at least going to see the US at 99%, it seems like.
Yeah, we are. One push left for Germany, and whoever wins this fight is almost certainly going to win this map.
Oh yeah. Here we go, Germany coming in with the Sound Barrier early, the US. will respond soon. They're saving those support ults as long as they possibly can. Sinatra's still healthy on the outside, as you can see, and we're in to overtime now. Zen's popping their Transcendence. Jake waiting it out. The Dragon Blade's going to come in just a moment. There it is, looking for the opposing. Oh, he just taken out though. Eisfeld comes in with the charge. He was trying to cut down the other Genji. And Germany winning this fight, they're going to flip the point, and I think we're going for another 99-99 battle.
If they can even get back to the point in time, Doa, Adam is there, but he's going to have to use his sound barrier even to just hold on to it for a few seconds. He's making the lead line in. Where's the sound barrier? Does he have time to get it?
Oh, he got knocked back by the charge from D.Va. Sombra coming in, Jake is there, we're into OT. Crank's though getting both of those kills, and with the reinforcements streaming into the US, I don't know if they're going to be able to take it. It's not going to be easy, although Baneless does go down. Backfiction trying to stay alive on the side here, down to no health. There's the sound barrier, got it just in time to stay up for the moment, but Cranks comes in and gets the kill. Still in OT.
They're still working on this, Germany, with a slight advantage at the moment, but no ultimates available. It is just a pure brawl. There's a Transcendence.
And that's a big ultimate for the U.S. to get. Now Eisfeld popped out of the D.Va suit. This is the moment, perhaps, for the U.S. to flip the point. The reinforcement's still going to come in from Germany, though.
But that's just dead. That's one DPS down, and now
Dragon
Jake's
Blade.
back up with another Dragon Blade.
Cranks did kill off the D.Va, though. Rockus getting one. It's still such a fight between these two teams. Jake really trying to take Internet Hulk. He gets him, and the U.S. slips the point. OT takes away, and somehow, some way, the U.S. will take Nepal.
Barely, Doa, by the skin of their teeth.
It really could not have been much closer than that, could it?
No, it couldn't have. That looked grim at the end, but Jake getting back and touching the point kept things alive.
What a heartbreaker for Germany, but again, since we've got 2 maps down, some time to regroup for them, we're going to send it to the desk to break down the early maps.
Unbelievable. USA managed to make it happen. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the desk. I'm feeling a little national pride here. You know, a little bit of freedom right here. Feels good. You know, huge shout out to Jason Kaplan for this bad boy. No red, but it's okay. We'll make it work. In any case, guys, wow, what a game. Reinforce them to start with you.
I mean, I just want to talk about that team fight. That was insane. That was so back and forth. But we're going to talk about Germany's Sombra usage on Hollywood. We're going to go into a replay here and see quickly what they did. But I mean, that Nepal game, I mean, it basically just ruined my replay entirely, right? We don't want to talk about Hollywood. We want to talk about that insane comeback from Jake on Genji.
Yeah.
And Rocky's on with the Transcendence. That was insane.
That was incredible. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlight here once it gets ready and guide us through some of your major takeaways from the Hollywood game.
So I want to talk about Germany's Sombra usage here. They like to engage with the Translocator. I'm going to see Cranks here with the Sombra. And he's coming in here and he's using the Translocator, right? But it's so easy to spot for America. So when he's coming in and using the EMP, and we can play the clip, and we can see it, but Rockus responds with the Transcendence because he has time to see that Translocator coming out.
Yeah.
And it's so predictable to counter this Sombra usage from Germany. So I want to see them maybe engage with the stealth ability a bit more, maybe less Translocator. But I think it can work.
It was definitely telegraphed, right?
Yes.
It's just like, hey, I'm coming. And, you know, that ended up happening there. But in any case, so, guys, we're going to break down some more in just a little bit. But for now, though, Malik's over at the stage. What you have from you, my man?
A whole lot. Everybody's super hype here. I want to take the time to thank you guys again for joining us for our very last day of the Overwatch World Cup group stage. There's no better way to finish this than here at home. We've been all across the world, but we're finishing here at home. I also want to take a second to say that I think it's really cool that despite all the craziness that is going on all over the globe, that we are all here today, united, a diverse crowd, all enjoying some Overwatch action. That is what Overwatch is about. That's what it's about. Now, if you guys didn't know, this next match is a best of 5. We are 1 match away, Team USA that is, 1 match away from moving on to BlizzCon, but Germany's putting up a hell of a fight. They put up a hell of a fight. So with that, since this crowd has been so great, I'm gonna go ahead and give out some swag and go ahead and send things back. Oh, the crowd loved that. They love that. I'm gonna go ahead and send things back to the desk though. Go ahead and take it away, Golden Boy.
Thank you so much. And all right, Malik, have fun. Don't get, you know, it's an aggressive crowd, okay? So they're really gonna want the free stuff, man. So just be careful. We need you.
The streets is real.
The streets is real out there. Free stuff. I go nuts
Thanks,
for it.
Jonathan.
So you had to bring it back.
My pleasure.
All right. We have to talk about Nepal game. That was insane, Zoe. So many things happen there, but Germany, they are fighting, and I love it. That is exactly what you want to see here.
No, this whole match has been so much closer than anticipated, and I'm so happy about that. I mean, the players from Team Germany really stepping up their game. Skipjack has been impressing us past 2 days. He's been doing a fantastic job in like conserving his ults and getting the most gain out of it, getting a lot of zoning for his team with his ults, but also the rest of them. Vainless continues to get those kills, and USA did focus him. However, he's fighting back.
Yeah, I mean, Vainless, not a player necessarily known for his great mechanics usually, but I mean, he's been showing that he has insane game sense. I mean, he predicts all these guys coming across the corner and just right-clicks them to the head. So, insane game sense from Vainless, really.
Rachel, before we go to a break, I want to get your thoughts here as well.
Oh my God, I'm just so excited about Team USA. What an incredible and brilliant play from Sinatra coming around the corner, getting that waiting Winston. We thought that was going to be the play that secured it for USA. Still, somehow Germany got back to the point, but that was not the end of it. I loved that Adam was the first one up on Lucio, got shot down, and then still made it back with the sound barrier for them to cap that final point. So just a thrilling match here today. Really what I wanted to see from Team USA.
Yeah, you really couldn't have asked for you know, a better matchup, and you know, both teams leaving it all on the stage, because the goal is BlizzCon. For USA, they are 1 game away, but for Germany, can they make the reverse sweep happen? That is the question. Don't go anywhere as this intense matchup continues after this.
Monkey burn. No healers, no healers. Burning Monkey. I have Primal coming up. They're dashed, I'm committing. I'm dead.
Lucio one. Dead. The Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by Omen by HP, T-Mobile, and Blizzard Entertainment.
All that grows must also wither and die. What dies and rots will then nourish the living. This is the great cycle of being, and we, the priests of Rathma, use our dark art to protect it. Though most do not understand us, we go where we are needed. My master has learned that a star fell in the west, drawing the dead from their graves. He commands me to journey to Tristram and return them to their rest. For if the cycle is not upheld, it would mean the end of all things.
17 Overwatch World Cup Los Angeles group stage here as we're between the United States and Germany. USA currently up 2-0 here, but Germany not going down without a fight by any means whatsoever. That Nepal game, certainly one of the most exciting matches that we've seen in this group stage thus far. But before we get into the action, I do want to remind our viewers at home, this event brought to you by our friends over at T-Mobile. Big thank you for T-Mobile for their support of the 2017 Overwatch World Cup. Now it is time to get back into the action. USA facing off against Germany. 1 game away for the Americans. Can the Germans rally it back? Let's send it over to Monty and Doa.
Hey guys, we're back for another round of US versus Germany. Right now the US up 2-0, but it's been a close 2-0, and the United States going into their weakest map type of the tournament. We're going to assault.
Yeah, that's going to be the big question here, because I think that the U.S. needed a little bit of time to calm down, because Germany has made things very close by playing a measured reactive style against them and being much more successful than we saw them when they played earlier today against the United Kingdom. So they've brought it back, they've calmed down, and the U.S., they need to not be overly aggressive. They've been a tad reckless on some of these dives.
That's right, the defense been looking a little bit off for these guys on assault as well. We are going to go to Horizon Lunar Colony one more time. That jar of peanut butter we saw in the earlier match, it's still going. It's got another, 149 and 364.5 days until it gets to the sun.
Now that's what happens when you throw it off the moon.
Yep.
And straight into the sun.
Those apes are strong, though. Good arm strength.
Definitely. We've learned that from Winston, considering he can punch people across a map.
Yeah, seriously.
He sends them flying.
Yeah, well, Germany on the attack to start things off. The U.S. on the defensive course. Death to all railings. You'd think the guerrillas would have destroyed all the railings already if they're that fragile. But no, they're like, destroy everything but leave the railings.
Well, the railings were fine, though. They were after the important equipment, right? You don't want to be experimented on. Railings, I think, are low on the priority list of destruction.
When you're jumping around, too, the railings are a nice thing to grab onto, to sort of like heft yourself up onto a higher level. So leave the railings until now. Now destroy them.
Well, Jake will be on the flank as we see the United States running Tracer Genji. Yet again, Germany has the same plan.
That's right, here we go. The dive coming in for Germany. See how aggressive they want to be. And that is a lonely corner. There we go, Germany.
That's my favorite corner.
That's right, I bet. And the U.S. trying to come down from behind, trying to bottle up Germany before they get to the payload, the point rather.
Germany actually makes it through relatively unscathed.
And the U.S. kind of lets them. All right, so Germany, this is the way they came in their earlier match as well. Trying to come around the side. They're getting the control meter building now, and the U.S. needs to come in. Kills on both sides to start things up. The U.S. losing a couple, but they are managing to stay stable for the moment. Nash trying to change all that. Has to use a recall. He is a bit vulnerable now.
I mean, Germany has no supports right now, so this should be an all-in here from the Americans. No healing. Pushing him back off the point should be relatively easy, especially as we see that Orb of Harmony helping Jake stay topped up. And that'll be it. So United States finds the back line of Germany once again, cuts it off, and then cleans up the remaining four.
Let's watch that one more time. I mean, how many times have we seen the supports go down early? And here's Rock, he's just doing Zenyatta things.
Yeah, just fragging out on a Genji, no problem.
Putting your orbs on people, I appreciate that.
Rock is already with the Transcendence. Vainless only at 50% right now, so very quick support ultimate.
Oh, again, Vainless gets caught by the dive from the U.S. and immediately Jake finishes off the other support.
And guess what's coming, Noah? It's time for D.Va to take a trip to the D.Va ditch.
I think so. Okay, here it comes. Go join your friends, all the other D.Va clones. Bye. Oh. She wins the distance record there. That's the farthest we've seen a D.Va go yet today.
Well, the other D.Va helping her out, right?
Right?
Set that new record.
Hey, D.Va's no D.Va.
Pushing her just a little bit further.
Yeah. Helping out the fellow clone.
Well, United States now with a boatload of ultimates, though, a 6. Yeah. Germany still working their way up. They're getting close. Nobody has actually ulted this game yet.
Not yet. I think we're going to see that change pretty soon here. Oh, Sinatra taken out by Cranks, though. Great pick for Germany. And they've got a real opportunity now to come to the point.
Sinatra gets interrupted by a dash and sent back to respawn.
Yep.
Germany slowly making their way onto the point right now. Transcendence pop to start things off, and there is Cranks with the Dragon Blade.
Yep, that's right. Oh, but he gets cut down by Jake. And now the U.S. going to go in with their own ultimates. Jake not finding any kills until the dash at the end. It was enough damage to set that one up. Germany still on the point for the moment, but they haven't even claimed the first tick yet, and it looks like they won't be able to. The U.S. played that so patiently.
And really, Cranks just over-committing outside of the point. He wasn't in the safety of his support ultimate. So the later Dragon Blade pull and the patience by Jake.
It's a new high score from downtown.
Straight into the D.Va ditch.
Wow.
But yes, really, Jake made that play by punishing Cranks for overextending off the point and outside of the safety of his support ultimates. So that pick really resets Germany on basically everything except for that Primal Rage. 11 ults used in that last fight.
All right. Germany down to 30 seconds left. They really need to make this push work. Skipjack dropping the shield. Sinatra going down. Vainless finally with a little bit of revenge from the support standpoint. Oh, until he gets cut down by Jake immediately. But it's an even fight so far. Germany with a real opportunity here. Skipjack pops that Primal Rage, and the U.S. getting forced back. I think maybe Germany finally has it.
Now with 11 seconds remaining, Germany going to find their time on the point. They will end up capping it.
Yeah, it looks like the U.S. just going to pull back and let them have it. A lot of waving going on from that side of the map. They're like, all right, the point is yours. But only 4 minutes now for Germany to take point B.
If you try and contest right there, you're basically just feeding the enemy ultimate charge to snowball you on the second point. So absolutely, go ahead, let them have it, back off, try and just full hold the second point on the map, not let them take that tick. There we go. Backfiction going to be dropping down from above as they read the German approach.
Well, Jake taken out early. Crank's able to kind of exploit that one. There's a nice stick. Oh, they popped the Primal Rage just to keep Backfiction alive. Coolmat does take down Skipjack, so a decent start for the US, but they've had to use a lot of ults to stay alive. Raucus not going to be taken out. He's going to get 1 kill on Dinesh, and the US will be able to push Germany back for the moment.
Impressive by Raucus. Single-digit HP, no barrier to taking out the Tracer. Icefelt debacked, and that will be the Americans retreating back into their defensive stronghold.
I'm pretty sure Raucus was down to like 4 or 5 health.
Oh, yes, was, absolutely.
Really low.
Now Germany going to have to come back again. They have a sound barrier to protect their Genji during the ultimate, but US with a fearsome ult economy advantage.
It's been fun to see Cranks and Jake face off too, because Cranks has been winning a lot of these duels too. Definitely worthy of the Pro Genji moniker. Whoa, Sinatra though comes in with the 2 kill on the Pulse Bomb, and that's just going to lead the US to go for a pretty aggressive defensive engage. And
looked like Skipjack delivered that into his own back line there. Got stuck.
He may have.
On the front line, leapt back, and
let's watch again. All right.
Take a look at that one. Yeah, Sinatra Skipjack. Skipjack panics and then explodes his teammates.
Oh, sorry guys. How embarrassing. That's awkward, man. Oh well. All right, Germany.
It's one of those times where you hit shift and then you realize that you can't stop moving towards your teammates and you get really sad.
That's right, yep. Backfiction does go down. Icefeld picking up one with the self-destruct as the US tries to stay alive. There we go. Coolmat 69 getting a couple with his own self-destruct, and I guess this push is over. Uh-oh, Icefeld held out. This is an easy mode. This is hard mode.
They're just waiting as long as they can.
Yep.
Double orbs.
Oh, the orb. The orb keeps him alive.
Icefeld does get back up to 90%. Question will be if he wants to go back to the spawn, or is he simply going to wait for it?
I'd say
he's going to change to a soldier. So neither, in fact, with that answer.
Throwing us a curveball. All right, here we go. Soldier now. One more DPS added on for Germany. See if the US gets surprised by it. Doesn't look like it. The poke coming in from Germany up on the high ground here. And there's the sound barrier. They're going in. Raucus hiding back by the spawn, and Cranks pulls out the Dragon Blade. As the sound barrier fades, there's a kill on the Coolmat 69. Looking for another support. Gonna take Sinatra instead. That's not bad. And Cranks really carrying his team right here. That control meter might actually start building for Germany here.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit, but they're not up to that first tick quite yet. Now they're going to get over to it, but they've got to deal with Jake and a Dragon Blade on the other side. He's going to pick up one before Skipjack takes him down in the Primal Rage.
Germany with a really good opportunity now. They just need to handle the respawns, but Icefeld falling is not going to do them any favors here. The United States coming back with the defending respawns here, and it looks like they're going to be able to push Germany back again, but it was about 42%. 42.3% to be specific for Germany, so they got the first tick. So that's something at least, but now they only have 25 seconds left. That may be all they get.
I like the strategy there from Germany, coming in, knowing that they had the sound barrier and the Dragon Blade available. They switch Icefeld over to the Soldier because they know triple DPS is going to have the tankiness when you consider the sound barrier there. But that tool no longer in their toolbox, so they're going to have to reevaluate. Icefeld is going to have a very good tack visor, but Coolmat has been great at shutting DPS down this tournament.
That's right, the US falling back. They got to play this one safely. Icefeld just getting some shots off. Oh, he nearly takes on Backfiction. Can't quite finish him off, though. There's a Primal Rage. We're into overtime right now. Raucus comes in for the sick bloodthirsty support kill, and the US with that sound barrier should have enough to hold Germany right here. Looks like they will. Overtime ticking down, and it looks like Germany is going to have to be satisfied with 42.3%. The US, all they need to do is take that amount on point B, and they will go to BlizzCon.
And that seems like a very doable thing for the United States. Question is whether we're going to see more Pharah and Mercy, a rarity on point A attack on Horizon, but it has been something that this American team has favored this weekend.
That's worked really well for them so far. A lot of teams have been having a hard time. I love the 11-1, so it's good.
This is the map they lost.
It is.
The only map they've lost in this tournament, even though they came precariously close on Nepal.
True enough. Choices need to be made. They go with what's been working. I think maybe you start off with it. Give it a shot anyway.
I don't know if I would qualify it as working, considering they lost it today, but...
I mean, they've been able to take point A at least.
Yeah, they have been.
Yeah.
It has been somewhat shaky, but...
So you're saying it works?
It did not work earlier.
I'm only talking about point A here, all right? All right, so Germany, they have to hold the U.S. to less than 42.3% on point B if they want to stay alive in this series and keep alive their hopes to go to BlizzCon as well. Germany was knocked out in group stages last year, and they don't want to repeat that result.
Jake on the Pharah.
There it is.
Telegraphing that early. Nesh on the Widowmaker.
Interesting.
Moving away from the Tracer, and that's going to be... The intent is going to be to deal with the Mercy.
Yeah.
With Nash and see if he can pick off the support early on, and therefore it'll be much easier to deal with the Pharah, but it does leave them with Veinless, of course, on the Zenyatta, trying to get that Orb of Discord onto the aerial target. So Germany looks very ready to deal with this.
Internet Hulk back on the Sombra again. And here we go. The U.S. coming in with their tried and true pharmacy. Well, tried at least pharmacy. And they're going to turn it right around.
They see the Widowmaker, they're like, nope, we're done here.
Yep, yep.
But, though, the advantage of this, now you switch to Genji.
Yeah, there you go.
And you get in the face of Nesh.
Yep.
A little bit of damage down onto Cool Man. He's just going back to heal up right now. He will not be switching over. So Raucus will be trying to match snipe for snipe and get that nano boost up. So they have a chance to really clear that point with a nano boosted Dragon Blade.
Backfiction diving into the room, kind of forcing Germany back a little bit. He's got the healers there to support him.
Yeah, I like this.
That Jake does get taken out.
Yeah, Raucus found pretty quickly. So
there we go.
I was going to say, I like this from the United States. You want to make these adjustments very fast. In fact, Fiction going to...
Oh, embarrassing. Wow. Good distance on that Winston, too.
Well, it's pretty good when you can actually just leap off into the low grab, right?
I'm going after the peanut butter. Don't try to stop me. All right, going back with Nesh with the cleanup of this fight. Nice shot doing the damage to Jake to set up the kill. Then a couple sick snipes on the supports.
I'm not sure about that. Jake should have called in Cool Matt to actually help him out on the high ground. Him just walking around alone wasn't putting much pressure down. So they're going to change now, run over to the left-hand side and move as an entire unit.
That's right. Here they go. Past the hydroponic station.
Zoning out. With the sleep dart right there, not going to find a target, but Jake does find Veinless. So
Veinless does get picked. There's the EMP. Internet Hulk coming in, though. Backfiction drops immediately. Germany following up on that ultimate from Sombra really well. Coolman given the nano boost. He's going to go in with fairly low health, but he's got Raucus behind him, healing him up. Jake, though, does go down. He actually died to the Venom Mine from Nesh.
That's not a common sight here in Overwatch.
You don't see that icon too much. Meanwhile, though, Coolman69 still on the point right now. They've got to deal with Crank. Can't quite do it. There's the self-destruct, trying to delay long enough for his team to get back and keep that control meter building. Skipjack in the Primal Rage, though, is going to be hard to dislodge. And now that Eisfeld is back, US is going to kind of struggle a bit. Yeah, I think they may reset, trying to keep it going for just a moment. They don't want to lose that progress. They're going to dedicate the sound barrier to this as well. And as Winston's ult ends, there's the opportunity. Jake coming in, and he's got the Dragon Blade. He may not even need it, though.
That sound barrier proving highly useful for the United States. Adam timing it right as everybody's sprinting back to the point.
Really
they dive in initiative, just right off the bat into the back of the point and get the kill. So nice job by the US, knowing exactly where the members of the team were to make that very aggressive and sudden engage happen.
That's right. The US now, you can see it, that little yellow triangle on the control meter. All they need to get to punch their ticket to BlizzCon. Jake will fall early on, so it looks like it's going to take a bit of time. There's the EMP as well. Germany, though, not really getting too aggressive with the attack after that. I think maybe we might see Internet Hulk change over. No, he's sticking with the Sombra for the moment. Oh, there we go. Okay, now swapping to Lucio. Thought so.
Well, that's going to be a pretty big delay. And the problem is a nano-boosted Dragon Blade is in the future of Germany. So watch for Veinless. Needs to get the most value he can out of this Transcendence, because Hulk very delayed now with his sound barrier. Going to take a while to build up. So not sure
should jump down.
So not trying to go for a big, not going to find anything. And that's great. That Transcendence getting out right now. Raucus looks like he dumped the nano boost onto Fact Fiction.
Well, that's what you want to see, though. I mean, you want to see that Transcendence used because now Jake is free and clear to try to get some serious damage done with that Dragon Blade. Here we go. Coming in for Cranks from behind. Cranks dodges back into the spawn door, stays alive with the help from that. Jake going in, looking for a bit more, can't find the kills, and self-destruct for Germany will pick off Adam. So that attack for the US, they were banking a lot on it, and it didn't really get a lot for them.
No, it didn't. Jake really not producing anything worthwhile with that Dragon Blade because he can't actually finish off Cranks, then has no other targets to finish off kills on. Meantime, Cranks will respond with a much more successful cleanup Dragon Blade as Germany pushes America back off of point B.
Sinatra just doing as much damage as he can. Fact Fiction does go down, though. So the U.S. will be delayed even more as they wait for their Winston. But if you look at the clock, they still have 3:30 left in the time bank. So they've got time to make this work.
They do, and Jake now gonna make the change. Soldier 76, strong hero when you camp these doors. And they know that Germany has to really push onto the high ground like this if they want to stop the rain of damage coming from the second story.
That's right. Jake just poking from on high. Oh, Nesh getting taken out. Oh, but that's a nice follow-up for Germany. 2 from that pulse bomb. Nesh got that parting blow in before he went down, and he's got the quicker respawn, so I think the U.S. is going to be delayed for now.
Germany doing a great job of defending this point B.
They really are.
The United States continuing to struggle. Sinatra is going to be on the Genji now, as we saw him sort of dump his pulse bomb at the end of that last fight and make that change.
Okay, Jake over on the Soldier 76. The U.S. swapping things up a little bit as they go in. Fact Fiction getting in the back lines. This could be
Cranks
big.
very low.
There's a Transcendence just in time from Bameless to keep him up, and Jake does fall. Germany doing what they can to keep this point alive. And Skipjack with 2 kills there. Looks like he's going to be able to do it. The U.S. stuffed again.
Well, Cranks didn't need to use that Dragon Blade at the end of the point, Doa. He pulled that out after the United States was already beating a hasty retreat back to their spawn doors. That may be a bit of an issue when it comes up soon, because Sinatra has a Dragon Blade ready, and in spite of the fact of taking Jake down first, still plenty to work with on the United States side. Would have been handy for Germany to have that in order to clear off the point again.
I think Germany's going to wish they had that. The U.S. comes in. Are they going to dedicate the sound barrier right away? That's the question. Yeah, looks like they will. Okay, Skipjack going really deep. He did get the kill on Raucus right away. So the U.S. going in despite being down there Zenyatta, and Germany going to say, nope, that's not going to work for you. And the U.S. push back yet again, down to about 1:40 on the clock. Germany holding really strong. They are on the verge of winning this map.
Yes, they are, Dylan. Nesh has also been the hero. The number of picks he's gotten, the successful pulse bombs have really slowed down the United States attack. They're coming back, though. They're not going to have support ultimates up, but they still have time to at least get Raucuses, and Germany well behind in that ult economy. So Sinatra can pull off a big Dragon Blade right here, and they also have the tac visor.
This is it. The U.S. really needs to make something happen, and Sinatra is going in with the Dragon Blade. Skipjack falls immediately. Now time to try to get onto those respawns. Cranks fighting back. We'll see what he can do. There's the self-destruct for Eichfeld. Gets one. Fact Fiction gets taken down. Transcendence now for Germany as they try to stay alive on the point. Jake misses the helix rocket. Oh, but the headshots are real. Internet Hulk a little bit low. Jake can get this one. It's a big kill. And the U.S. coming in now. Okay, here's the opportunity. Jake really opening up an opportunity for the United States to possibly win this one. They've got a little bit of control meter building.
I mean, this is the nightmare. Jake has no pressure on them. Germany has to get onto that high ground and convince him to stop doing damage, but he's not taking that for an answer. Continuing to fire down on top of the point.
Yeah, Crank's got to get up there, man. He's coming up with the Dragon Blade, but there's the melee. They got just enough damage on him, just in time, and the control meter nearly there. Just 1 or 2 more kills, and the U.S., they've done it. They are going to BlizzCon.
And it was in the end, Doa. They seem to just be able to collect themselves under that pressure. When it's do or die, they win the fights, and they will win 3-0.
Just a great team effort by the United States at the end there. His team jumping on the point, giving Jake the room he needed to show that accuracy on this Soldier 76, get the kills, handle the Genji coming in. What an epic match. Congrats to the United States. That's it for us at this World Cup stop. It's been a ton of fun to cast. Let's send it over to the desk to see what they've got to say about our first playoff match.
USA, as they are the 7th team to qualify for BlizzCon 2017. I'm actually, I feel good that I ended up wearing this one here, you know, yay. But hey, what a game. I mean, really, and I hope everyone in the venue can give a round of applause to Germany as well for really what was an incredible match. Germany did not want to go out without taking a few hits on USA. So kudos to the Germans for that.
No, and I definitely think they held their ground. This match was a lot closer than any of us would have expected. So I'm proud of my German guys, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the result isn't fair to Germany. I mean, they looked really close. We have a replay we're going to go into where I explain more, maybe their downfall a bit. They tried the triple DPS, so let's head into that. And we're going to see that they're trying the triple DPS comp, right? But they take a very passive jump with Skipjack at her, and that leaves the backline of United States completely clear, and they can poke down the Germany side. So they're going to poke Transcendence here, and they're just going to win the battle of time, basically. And because Germany isn't playing as aggressive with the triple DPS comp, they end up losing the fight.
Yeah, that certainly did hurt them there. But I will have to say, there were some really, on the USA side, there were some really clever plays at the end there as well. Like, they knew exactly what their ult economy was looking like and what the German ult economy was looking like too, and that played, I feel like in some respects, Seltzer, it played into their hand, and that's why they were able to get that victory.
Absolutely. You saw that second to last fight there, USA retreating with 4 ultimates up, and then you look over and Jake is on 76. He's got that high ground, and that's the moment you kind of know it's over. You pointed out one of his brilliant plays there too, with his bionic healing, throwing it down onto the point, keeping his team alive.
It was either a great play or a terrible mistake.
Or a miss. I thought it was genius.
Or an amazing mistake. A great play or amazing mistake, one or the other. But yeah, little details like that.
And they did exactly what they were gonna, what they said they were gonna do, which is take out Internet Hulk on Lucio. Every time he spawned, they targeted him, they took him down, and without that healing, I think they made Germany a much softer target.
Yeah, it forced, you know, Vainless to step up, which he did. So you do got to give credit there as well. And Internet Hulk really did rally the troops as best he possibly could. So once again, the credit goes to Germany for really making this one a much closer game. The score line is not the whole story, Reinforced.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I don't think Germany can be sad about the showing they did here. I mean, they really played their hearts out, and they're probably the best team against the USA, if anyone here.
Yeah, and so we want to get your final thoughts here on that game. I mean, you know, you've been picking everyone other than USA, but now's your opportunity. The stage is yours. What do you think about this USA team?
Why do you want me to root for USA?
No, I just want to get your thoughts.
We're just peer pressuring you, you know, between Alex and I.
No, I'm not doing it. Not for you, not for the crowd. But, no, I mean, honestly, I wanna see good Overwatch, and that's what I'm getting here. So I'm excited with whoever is winning, as long as I saw good games.
Yeah, you know what? That was a very diplomatic response, and I give you a lot of respect for that. Way to go. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for us here. The United States have qualified for BlizzCon 2017, but there is one more spot remaining. It's going to be the United Kingdom's turn to take the stage against Chinese Taipei, a match you do not want to miss, and we'll see you in just a few.
The Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by Omen by HP, T-Mobile,